Guys, welcome back to Let's Play Star Ocean 2. Last time we finished up a bunch of stuff, got ourselves out of the Cave of Trials finally, and now we're going to do a little bit of the few things that I had left laying around before finally moving on to the remaining super bosses. First things first, if you item create using machinery with Opera, you could have gotten this earlier in the game. It's called a black system, gives her the ability Laser Bit. Now, you can keep trying to do this until you're blue in the goddamn face. You're still unlikely to get what is called the green system, which teaches her Mech Launcher. I have probably done over 200 material kits, and I have not even come close to seeing it. I think that turns into a magic, I think it's a magical box or something like that. It's got 650 attack power, lowers your MP cost by a third, so it's pretty good. I think I managed to make one before, but after I did all 200 of those, I just wanted to double check something and I forgot to save, so the only thing I had left was the save state I made right after I got the black system there, so I could show it on screen. So anyway, we're not going to worry about the rest of this stuff, but I do want to, I do want to be in there. Let's show off what the black system can do. We'll use that on her, teaches her another killer move. I will be showing off some of the killer moves. In fact, we might as well show this one off now, since I don't think there's much else I need to show off on this path. So sure, we'll get in a battle real quick. That's not what I wanted to. Actually, I do want to do that. I want to be controlling Opera, and I want to turn everybody else to doing nothing. Okay, we're back.
I'm okay.
Of course, more shield guys. I tried to do this before. This is Laser Bit. I'm not a big fan of Laser Bit. Of course, it's not super powered up or anything, but at least we get to take a look and see what it looks like. The green system, which teaches Mech Launcher, is so rare to get, where I give up. I'm not going to bother trying anymore. I've tried for long enough. I put the effort in, but it's just not going to happen. So anyway, that's pretty much all we need to show off on this path for the moment. And now, since I already have things already set up, we're just going to load right back to that one so I don't have to deal with anything else. The Plasma Zap Stick, something Pressus can learn. She creates it through item creation as well. And this one teaches her Barrier. I'm not a particularly big fan of that one, but she also gets Mech Launcher, which teaches not Mech Launcher, but Super Majin Super Beam. What? Wouldn't Mech Launcher teach Mech Launcher? Wouldn't that make more sense? I have no idea anymore. But anyway. So those are the things you can get for Pressus. There's also one other one that's supposed to be even more rare than the, what is it? The green system for Opera, and that's the Newman Boots. Now what they are is they're a pair of boots that only Pressus can equip, and they have the same super speed as Bunny Shoes. I don't remember the stats on them. I think I might have gotten them once, but I'm not sure. But anyway, doesn't really matter. I pulled all of my characters out of the final dungeon on Reyna's path just so I could item create that, and so I can show off the remaining text that I wasn't able to show off beforehand on this path. So let's cut to that. Okay, so there we go. So I've got DS all set up. We're going to run over to the mages. So there we go. There's whatever Crosswave. It's one of his first texts. It's not half bad, but when you get it, I just don't really care for it because he's already learned some other things. Crescent Wave's another one that's reasonably powerful. And let's move over to you, since you're getting the crap beaten out of you. And we'll show off Pressus's other move here. The only one I don't think I showed off. You can spam it pretty fast, so it's actually not half bad, but it's one of the first ones she gets. Anyway, okay, so we've got back into a battle. I had a very difficult time in the last fight that I tried to show off Ashen's text because there were 3 mages and they just kept spamming over and over again spells. Almost ended up dying. So anyway, so we got Northern Cross here. which is very slow acting. And here we've got, if it'll load, I don't need you to heal me. I need you to, yeah, use Dead Triangle, which only hits once, which really isn't all that useful. And considering how long it takes to activate, it's not worth it.
Northern Cross.
As you can see how long it takes to spam these when we could just use normal attacks and hit way faster. Most of his techs really aren't all that good. So some of the other ones, I just ran into the Cave of Trials since those are the only enemies that would survive more than a hit or two. But yeah, those are most of the killer moves that we had left that... Oh, wait, we had one more. We had Firebird Shockwave. I forgot about that one. I think those are the only ones that we didn't have, you know, that were at 0. Oh yeah, we had Dragon Breath too. Forgot to show off that one. And there we go. So we'll get rid of that. And we showed off all of yours. Now, there's one for Ashton that we can encounter later in the Cave of Trials. It's called Tri-Ace. I talked about it when we went through by the chest on Cloud's Path. Thing is, it's on like level 10, and I'm not gonna go all the way there. Let's just kill the mage first and foremost. And
Dragon Breath.
now the thing. Attack somebody else. Go away. Yeah, unfortunately, since it takes so long to get your attacks off,
Dragon Breath.
they're not particularly effective. But I think these ones are elemental. One's fire, one's ice. And because it's so slow, it's almost useless. But there you go. You actually get to see. It does hit a bunch of times, so that's good. But other than that, Firebird Shockwave isn't bad. It's going to do 0 damage because these guys are annoying, but it's relatively fast acting, but I think it only hits once, maybe twice.
Firebird Shockwave.
But yeah, anyway, those are the remaining techs that I needed to show off. Now, I'm going to meet you back on Cloud's Path in the Battle Arena on... Actually, no, I'm going to meet you in Arlia so I can show you the process of getting back. And had I been more alert and more awake, I would have realized that the abilities that I tried to show off at, or that I created at the start of the episode, were ones that I forgot to show off. And I didn't realize that until editing, so this is future me. Let's take a look at some of these attacks. So that's the Super Beam thing. I'm not a big fan of it. It only hits once and it takes way too long. Barrier, I actually used on my test run file, which is what this is, which is why we're where we are. And it basically, it's really fast acting, so I misspoke in the past when I was saying that it wasn't all that good. It's not the best thing in the world, but it's semi-decent, and she can throw it fast enough to stun lock enemies in place.
Waste of time.
So, anyway, there I showed off the two that we made at the start of the episode with the Plasma Zapsic and the Heavy Launcher there. This is my test run file, by the way, and it's rather interesting. I was at level 91 with both parties in my test run and in the LP run on Reyna's Path when I got to the final save point at the end of the dungeon, which is rather strange. I was surprised I got it at the exact same time. But yeah, on my test run, I had spent more time working on Barrier than I had with Holograph. Barrier, I had item created earlier on, so I'd been using it for longer. But it's a toss-up which one you would like more. Holograph is probably better for bosses, and Barrier's probably better for enemies because it has a wider range. Mujin Super Beam, whatever the hell this thing is, not very good, so I wouldn't recommend it. But anyway, that's all from future me. Back to the past. Okay, so we're back in Arlia. Once you come back here, the way to get back is simple. I already kind of mentioned this. Go up to the Vern, call him a silly Vern for some strange reason, and it makes the purple penguin mad. Okay. And then he drop kicks your ass into the real world. And then gets a heart emoji? What? This game is weird. And yes, we're back. Yeah. you can go back in there at any time. You just have to talk to him again. So anyway, you can go back and forth between the two worlds if you feel the need to. Doing most of your item creation would be easier here than it would be anywhere else. Anyway, so we haven't shown off the remainder of the Battle Arena stuff. Enter the tournament. I didn't go over the team battles. I'll show off one of these. Oh, there are a bunch of one-on-one battles. You know what? Screw it. It was going to take too long. I thought it was a whole bunch. For defeating those, you get, I think, like some, on like A rank, you get star guards or something like that. And you can get like right crosses or something. Doesn't matter. They're useless. Bullying battles can be useful way earlier in the game if you come here with the right strategy in order to do that. And what you get for defeating the bully battle is it's a whole bunch of enemies on one party member, and you beat all the enemies, you get SP and money. Now, we don't need either of those things at this point in the game, so I'm not going to show that one off either. I just figured I'd let you guys know what's there. Finally, we have the survival battle, and before we go in here, I should probably go over my setup. I'm going to be using Claude for this, with the Levantine Sword, Dual Suit to protect against stone, Mithril Shield to protect against paralysis. Now, Angel Armband is a very good choice for the elemental defense as well as the stars. You could go either way with the Slayer's Ring or the Berserk Ring, depending on how you want to play it. As far as killer moves, Energy Sword, Ripper Blast. Sometimes we won't be using any of them, but just going to make a save state at the start of that so I have less distance to retrack if somehow I screw this up. Survival battle, Claude. Now, what happens in the survival battle is you fight the same group of enemies. There are 50 battles, and you have to go through all of them, starting with some of the weakest enemies and ending with some pretty powerful ones that you should probably be over level 100 in order to take down. Now, I could have done this earlier on in the game, but for the most part, the prize isn't even worth trying to go out of your way to get this done early, so I didn't bother. As you can see, yeah, this is like beginning of the game enemies. So you hit the enemy, yeah, you win. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out like the first 30 battles because they're all super weak enemies that you'll probably be able to kill by the first time that you got here. And then I'll see you, it might even be 40, it depends. Like, the enemies are so weak at this point that showing it is kind of pointless. So yeah, I will see you once the enemies get a little more challenging. Do note that I have the stone protection of the dual suit and the paralysis protection of the mithril shield for a reason. There are enemies that can do both statuses to you, and if you get hit by either of them, you lose. Now, do we have our own items? We do not have our own items. We have a bunch of items, including a kamikaze tonic, which you will want to save for the very end. Yeah, do not waste that. Bubble lotion, bitter lotion, you could also use those at the end. Fairy glass, I would wait till the final battle for that one as well. I don't think there's anything else valuable here other than maybe blueberries and blackberries. Sour syrups are good. Yeah, pretty much anything you can do to heal yourself is good, but that's why I have energy on. Energy sword. So, anyway, I will see you in a moment. Okay, we're back. We're around level 30. Just some notes on some of the enemies I've fought thus far. Yeah, this guy we fought before too. He can paralyze you or maybe stone you as well, I don't remember. You can do a combination of normal attacks or tear into pieces, however you want to do it. But yeah, the little worm enemies that can absorb your characters, there's 2 of them that I've fought so far. Use Ripper Blast to stay at more of a distance so you don't have to worry about that. You'll want Ripper Blast for guys like this. He's the first one who's actually been able to hit me. But yeah, other than that, pretty much everyone was dying one hit until about level 25. So at that point, I figured, okay, we'll get ready to bring you guys back and take a look. You don't get to see much, but we're just going to keep spamming. Having high amounts of stamina for these battles is imperative to not running out of MP or HP once things get a little more difficult. But yeah, normal attacks, Ripper Blast, it's all basically the same unless it's a flying enemy or you need to keep your distance. So we're going to spam through the rest of these. I don't think there are too many that are particularly interesting, but I figured I'd make a few notes at this point. If there's nobody interesting in the next few battles, we'll cut a few more of them out. It's not really a whole lot we can show off. It's just me spamming the button over and over again, and that's basically it. Okay, we're back, and now we're at monster number 40. Still nothing really all that challenging to deal with. We're just still spamming the same thing. The enemies, you rarely get a hit off on me. They can deal about 300 to 400 damage at this point, really. There's not a whole lot that I've had to worry about. Now, if you're doing this at a lower level, then you'll obviously want to prep a little better for it than I have. Here's what could potentially be a very difficult battle, because we don't have the Funny Slayer for this one. But he's not all that strong. Thought he had more HP, but anyway. Yeah, other than, you know, coming up with a strategy for doing this at lower level, I would recommend protecting yourself against as many things as you can. Protect against stone, protect against paralyze. If you don't do that, you're basically going to end up just leaving things to chance, and I would rather not do that myself. What else? I would recommend like a powerful setup, including healing. Anytime there's a mage, you just want to hit it really fast. Unfortunately, when they start running around like this, it can be annoying. Alright. You may want to wait until they start running out of their things so that you're not just spamming, following them over and over again, just because it takes too long. But yeah, make sure you're protected against things, and you know, have good killer moves set up. Energy sword is great as always, and then Ripper Blast, since even earlier on you will have that one. I would not recommend Mirror Slice for going in here. It's just there are too many, well, not too many, but there are a few flying enemies that'll make your life a little more difficult. Now, here's another one. Anytime you run into the shield, in this case, it's a Star Guard, so I can just kill it. But normally what you'll want to do is just run behind it, back and forth, over and over again. I did turn off Flip for this fight, but they're basically the only really annoying enemies, because normally if you hit them right against the shield, it does no damage to them. So you just have to run back and forth, and eventually you hit them from behind, and that's when you'll actually be able to damage them. They usually die in one hit when you do that. But... Okay, so we're almost through the rest of it. Now, the reward you get for doing this really isn't worth the extra effort, in my opinion. You know, with Fast Forward, it doesn't take all that long, but without it, it takes quite a bit longer. This guy, of course, can stone you. He's a cockatrice. At least I think he is. But, yeah, he dies too fast, and if you're protected against it, you don't have to worry. Yeah, I don't think you really need any additional defense other than the dual suit for this. Should be more than enough.
This is bad. Here's the enemy.
Yeah, this guy can do a bit of damage, so kind of be aware of him. Try and keep him distracted with attacks. You may want to use Ripper Blast so that you're at more of a distance, but he can do a lot of damage, so just be careful for of him, especially if you're at a lower level. I wouldn't recommend anything below like 125 if you're attempting this. I've heard of people taking it down at 125. Personally, I always do it once I'm done with the Cave of Trials, which means I'm usually somewhere between 150 and 200. And at that point, most of it's pretty easy. Down to the 50th match. Okay, this one you'll actually want to put a little more effort into. So first things first, Kamikaze Tonic. No, no. Whoa! Alright. Let's see, we're gonna heal first. Hey, stop that. Run! The other thing you can do in this fight to speed things along, and I kind of talked about this before, is if you use the lotions here, where are they? The Bitter Lotion, Bubble Lotion, those two things, it has a chance of instantly killing the enemy. So I'm going to do that. So I think it only affects the normal attack, and I'm not going to really use my normal attack all that much, but it's an option if you want it. Well, maybe I can use my normal attack. There we go. Got him stun locked in place now. There you go.
It was okay.
I don't think I got the result of the instant kill. I think I just took down all his HP. But he's got, I think, under 1 million HP, so it's not really all that much. You can take it down pretty quick. Alright. So, for defeating them, we get... Good luck. No, we get the Fortune Accessory, which... this leads me to a point that I screwed up a number of episodes back. I was saying that you could get a Tri-Emblem from Santa's Boots. I was thinking Star Ocean Till the End of Time, not Star Ocean Second Story. In Star Ocean Second Story, you can get a Holy Sword Farewell from using the Santa's Boots, but not a Tri-Emblem. But from the Fortune Accessory, it works the way that the Mischief Accessory worked earlier in the game. You run around and you get random items. Eventually. And these do include the all-powerful Tri-Emblem, as well as some cool gems and stuff that you probably don't need at this point, which is why I think it's kind of a useless accessory. Because it would be useful if you got it maybe right when you got to Energy Need, if you can power yourself up enough to get that, and then use it to run around and hopefully get Tri-Emblems. But if it's not going to be that... Actually, what am I doing? I don't need to fly anywhere. But yeah, you can get money from it. You can get other items from it. Stop that. So I'll see if I can get a Tri-Emblem from it real quick. Fast forward. No. Whee! Blackberry. Stone check. Money. Blackberries. Whee! Yeah, there you go. So you can kind of see what you get out of it. I don't think I got a Tri-Emblem from it, but we'll scroll down. No, I don't think so. The other thing you can get from sleeping at the inn with the Santa's Boots is the Seraphic Garb. Not that you probably need one, because you get more than enough from going through the Cave of Trials. Mind blank there. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to show off there. The next thing we have to do is take on the remaining super bosses, and there are 2 of them. In order to do that, I first need to show off a couple little tricks in case you're struggling. Well, not first. First, we'll take on the next boss normally. Then I'll show off a modified method of doing it if you're ready to cheese through the super bosses. And then we'll take on the final super boss, the up-powered, unlimited boss of the game. So anyway, that's all for this one, and I'll see you guys next time.